Gems in the trash, we make our stand. Cleave through cliche, shield against the onslaught. Trauma dump for kinks, not in my books. Red flags for flavor? How dare you mock my word? Spice only to cry, they really love each other. That's not a story. So pick up sword and shield. Join in my noble crusade. We'll wade through Wattpad trash and broken dream. I'm not here to kill your voice, only raise it to sing. What's up, everybody? Some Gamer Chick here with another episode of Crusades Against Bad Writing. If you're new here, what I do is I look for terrible stories on Wattpad or Dream or whatever, and I take them and I look for the gem within the story. So I read you chapters from the story, and then I go through and I rewrite it with my own edits and all of that kind of stuff. And right now we've been working on the SCOTTIE story by Miss Amberlynn Reid. If you've seen my reacting to Girl World videos, you probably know who Amberlynn Reid is, especially if you've been in Girl World for a hot minute. And SCOTTIE was the book that she wrote and put on Wattpad. And we have been... We started with editing the chapters, and it's just, okay, there is so much fluff and bloat that we're just going to axe the rest of it and rewrite it from my edits, right? But I am still going to get through reading the story for you guys so you can get it in its entire context, and then have the entire context for what my rewrites and see that. Since I'm aiming for a 10-chapter short story type deal, and there's 91 chapters that Amber wrote, to get you the whole thing in the final 3 episodes for the SCOTTIE arc of my Crusades Against Bad Writing, I did the math. I'm going to have to do at least 20 episodes, or 20 chapters per episode for the next 3 episodes. So, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to make it funny. At least some of them are very short, as you can see with chapter 33, which we are going to be working on today. But that is kind of the plan for how we're going to finish getting through the original SCOTTIE. So you guys can have the entire original SCOTTIE plus the entire original Amber, which is my remake of SCOTTIE. As I've said in other videos on this, if you've been following along or somehow you just randomly fell into it and you've been binging the entire thing, awesome. I love it. Welcome. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this so we can get through this. I may or may not be trying to delay reading this. I have read bad books before, and I do not like reading bad books. It's kind of annoying. It makes me want to hit my head on the desk, but we will get through this together. I have an emotional support cat next to me too, so we're good. All right, let's get it. I'm not feeling well, and I have a really bad heartburn, Melanie said over the phone. Typical pregnant girl problems. Understandable. I can't go to the hospital. It's fine. I understand, Melanie. I just wanted her to be her normal self again, but I needed to get used to it. Thank you. I'll call you later. Kay, love you. She hung up. She probably had to go puke. I giggled to myself. A part of me was kind of glad that it was just me and Jordan, though. Alright, onward to the next chapter. Chapter 34. Thank you for coming with me, Jordan said as we walked in the hospital. Might need it into the hospital there. No need to say thank you, I smiled. We reached the receptionist. We would like to be directed to Vanessa Marge, please, Jordan said. She can't have visitors. Oh, we know, we both said. It was the same lady as before. No window visitors either. Me and Jordan looked at each other confused. Why not? Jordan got pretty mad and anxious. Doctor's rules. I'm going up there anyways, I finally aid. Okay. We ran to the elevator and waited. The receptionist didn't holler after us. Weird. This is a terrible hospital. As soon as we got there, Jordan said we should talk to the doctor to see what's going on, and I agreed. We went to an extra thin, red-haired lady who was Vanessa's doctor. How do you know she's Vanessa's doctor? Excuse me, what's the update on Vanessa? Jordan asked. I was pretty much a tag along. Okay. And you would be who? The doctor asked, looking at both of us. I'm her girlfriend. Jordan was obviously very impatient now. Oh, well, the doctor looked surprised. She might have amnesia. She woke up about an hour ago and she doesn't even remember her name. Oh my God! Jordan stared at the woman as if she was staring into space, and she ran towards Vanessa's room. I followed. The window was covered up and Jordan fell to her knees crying. What? Chapter 35. I really am glad I have a friend like you. I can't believe you nearly begged your parents for like an hour asking if I can stay the night, Jordan said, sitting at my computer chair. You're welcome. I know you need some comfort with what's going on. I half smiled. You're always welcome in my heart. You never leave from there. What the hell am I saying? That just popped out, but it was true. SCOTTIE, you're amazing. She came up to me and hugged me. Gosh, she was so warm. You're amazing too, Jordan. She then kissed my cheek and a fiery sensation went through my body. I backed away fast. I never got that feeling with Max or Jason. What's wrong? She asked, looking kind of sad. I have to pee. I lied and ran to the bathroom and rinsed off my face with cold water. It never felt so hot in my life. What the fuck? All night long, I avoided her as nicely as I could, but still trying to comfort her as a friend. Just a friend. In a friend way, with as much friendly thoughts that I could handle until I wanted to scream. I was thinking of Jordan in a way I shouldn't be. 36. I have been getting rides from Jason since Melanie hasn't been going to school, and that was hell. Our car rides consisted of 2 hellos, 2 goods, and a million silences with wandering minds. Thank God Melanie was coming to school today. I didn't have to take a hell ride to school anymore. How are you feeling today, Melanie? I asked, getting into the car. I'm a little better, thanks. I might have to leave school early. I take the bus home so I don't have to worry about Jason rides. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, I said, rubbing her belly. Didn't Jordan stay the night? Did she notice my face flush? Yeah. Did she notice me feel nervous? Where is she? She said she noticed I didn't want to talk about her. She? Okay. She wanted to walk. I see. Now shut up. I sat there, silent. Get to school. What's wrong? She asked. Nothing, I lied for the second time since me and her have been best friends. Okay. 37. Hey, Stephanie. She was already sitting at our assigned table. Hi, how are you? Wow, she's talking more. I'm good. How come you seem so shy sometimes? I asked, trying not to be shy or seem it. Amber, you have never been shy in your entire fucking life. Please don't usually talk. People don't usually talk to me. I'm the fat girl. You're the pretty girl. She thought I was pretty. It made me smile but how she it made me smile, but how she felt about herself made me sad. Whoa. You're not quiet, students. Stupid teachers always interrupting important conversations. You are going to need to get partner info in any manner you please, because starting today you will be working on your projects out of school. What the hell kind of project is this thing? My face turned red and I became nervous and I had no idea why. Maybe all this hogwash was because I am PMSing and nothing more than that. Quick PSA right now. I hate when girls are bitches or just being super annoyingly emotional for attention and blaming it on their period. I hate it. You're just being a whiny bitch. I have said my piece. Back to the story. Stephanie seemed nervous too. She and I gave each other our house numbers and online information just in case. Why was I also, among other things, so excited about this? Amber Wordsmith, 38, online conversation. Melanie, hi hun. Scottie, you seem to be in a good mood. I'm glad. Smiley face, heart. Melanie, I am. Guess what? Smiley face. Scottie, what? Smiley face, ha ha. Melanie, Mike called me. Heart. Oh God, not again. Scottie, and? Melanie, he wants to hang out Friday. I'm so excited. Smiley face. I had to seem happy for her. Scottie, I'm happy for you. What the fuck? Wordsmith Amberlynn. And scared for her. I got cat fur in my face now. Scared for her, but I wasn't going to say anything. Melanie, thank you. Smiley face. Oh, Jason said I'm getting fat. Yeah, only if he knew. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Scottie, yeah, I know. Melanie, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Scottie, it's okay. No, it's not. How could my best friend forget all that I told her? Melanie, so, smiley face. Scottie, yes, smiley face. La la la. Melanie, I don't know. Ha ha. Scottie, I'm gonna go. I gotta help Mom with dinner. Melanie, love ya, heart. Comment below if you talk like this in text messages. Because holy shit! I didn't even talk like that in text messages when I was a kid. 39. My mom and I were making fettuccine Alfredo for dinner tonight. I liked to help her cook. I wasn't half as good though. I'm sorry about Vanessa, my mother said for the first time since she's known longer than me. She works with Vanessa's mom, and so that's why she was being nice and offered her over. Offered her over? Eh? It's okay. I just feel horrible for Jordan and Vanessa's mother. I helped her serve the food into dishes. Okay, so this right here, the way that that is worded with mother as singular, and the fact that Jordan and Vanessa are girlfriends, I think Amber has an incest kink. I said it. She got that incest kink. It's like that Penelope Douglas book, Five Brothers. Haven't even read that and I'm traumatized by it. I'm sure everything will be okay. She kissed me on the forehead. Mom, yes, sweetheart. Oh no, never mind. Nothing. I shouldn't even go there. Incest. I had to put it, okay? 40. Samantha didn't come home after school and I'm getting terribly worried. I called all of her friends that she used to hang out with, and not a single one has heard from her. I'm going to call our mom and dad, but I don't want to worry them. 41. She's still not home. I'm really itching towards calling Dad. He would be on top of it in an instant. 42. She's still not home. My mom is at Betsy's until 3 a.m. and Dad gets off work at 1 a.m. so won't be home until about 1:30 a.m. I bet you Samantha's new friend Nicole is a bad influence. Look what she's wearing nowadays, for crying out loud! I give her another house, then I'm calling Dad. What? I'm giving her another house, then I'm calling Dad. Did she mean I'm giving her another hour? Because right now, I'm giving her another house sounds like she's like buying her multiple houses while waiting for her to come home. Like what? 43. I can't possibly all. Huh? I'd rather not worry anyone else. She's obviously not home yet, though. I'm going to kick her ass when she gets home. I can't possibly all. Okay. 44. I just heard the door open. Oh my God, you're safe. Are you okay? What happened? I didn't give her time to barely walk in the door and I bombarded her with questions and a huge hug. Chill, girl. I'm cool. Why's she talking like that? Chill? Where the hell were you? Now would be the time I kick her ass. With an outfit like that, she had to have been prostituting. Wow! Way to escalate, Amber. What the fuck? I was with my friend hanging out. Yeah, right. She was lying. I could tell. We did girl stuff, makeup, nails, the whole bit. Why weren't her nails done then? And so that's exactly what I asked her. I did her nails. Geez, she obviously didn't do mine. She ran upstairs to her room. Something was off with that girl, and I would soon find out, even if it kills me. But what the fuck? Why? Escalation much? 45. I got cat hair all over my face now because of my cat. Ow. Just hurt myself. Her hair smelt of roses. Her eyes twinkled like the sea, shimmered like the stars. Her hands around my waist made me feel so comfortable and warm. Her lips against mine felt perfect, made me tingle and my insides turned hot. I wanted to stand here naked with her forever. We stood caressing each other's bodies, breasts against hers, soft and arousing. We go to lay on the bed. Her hand slid down below my waist. Soft moans escaped my lips. I sat up from my bed, sweating. I couldn't breathe. Why did I just dream about Stephanie? So we go from her accusing a 14-year-old of prostituting to her having a wet dream. In my own writing, I was working on a chapter yesterday where the main character is kind of on downtime right now. He's been kicked off a case. He's under an unofficial house arrest. So he's essentially drawing, and he's fostering a cat with a bunch of newborn kittens at the moment, and he's laying on his stomach on the ground working on the drawing because he writes comic books on the side and he draws them himself. So he's working on a storyboard, and he's got a little bag of cat treats next to him, and he's flicking them towards this cat, not in a being mean way, just flicking them near her so she can get them on her own time or whatever. And he flicks like kind of a line because he's athletic. It's a book, he can do this. He flicks a line, leaves like a little pile for her, and she follows the line, gets the pile, sneezes on his hand as kind of like a thank you kiss, and then goes back to her kittens. And he's just kind of watching her, and he falls asleep. He has a dream, and he dreams about both of his mothers, because he's got his birth mom who died when he was extremely young, and he still has memories of her, and he's got his adoptive mom. And he dreams of both of them, and family, and warmth, and all of that kind of stuff. And when he wakes up, it's because someone barges into the room and kind of startles him awake. And that's when he realizes that Mama Cat was laying on top of his back because he fell asleep laying on his stomach. And Mama Cat had also moved all of her kittens to him. So instead of going from sweet kitty thing to a wet dream, I went from sweet kitty thing to a happy, warm memory dream of family. Amberlynn Reid went from worrying about sister to accusing the sister of hooking on the streets to a wet dream. This entire sequence of chapters that are all like one sentence long, it's not a crime against literature. It's a straight up blasphemy against literature. This is and Amber calls herself smart.
I seem dumb. I seem very dumb, ignorant, all the words, okay? I just seem very stupid out loud, but I swear on the inside, I actually am kind of smart, and it's like I don't realize it until I watch shows like this.
No. Amber is not intelligent in the least. I said it. I am standing by it. And I get it. This was from years ago. I don't know exactly when this was posted, but this was posted years ago. We've still got... We gotta at least get to chapter 53 for this episode. So let's continue with this trash. 46. Sorry. It was the most awkwardest thing ever, sitting next to Stephanie in history. In our other classes, I could avoid her, but not this class. She was my partner. I tried not to make eye contact or anything. I didn't succeed. Yeah, hi, she said, with that damn twinkle in her eye. Hi, I didn't look at her. You okay? She asked. She was a little bit closer in sitting distance today. Oh yeah, totally. I gave her a fake smile. I think she notices that I'm really not okay, but she would never find out why. Are you sure? She asked, pushing the subject. I'll be okay, I answered this time, hoping I wasn't lying. 47. Oh God, God damn it. Really? A long one? 47. Melanie was my best friend. Even if she can be a little weird sometimes, I will always be there for her. Through it all, no matter what, I will love her as a best friend. I came to the idea that I need to talk to Mike, not only for myself, but for Melanie as well. Have I been pronouncing the name the same way all the time? Whatever. I needed to make sure he wasn't going to hurt her again. I have never done this before, so what made me do it now? Probably because she was pregnant with his baby. Or because you're a bitch and you just want attention. I got to his house, trailer. The door was wide open, so I just peeked in. His parents were rarely home. Thank God. The conversation between me and him would be awkward around parents, I assume. Scottie, what brings you to this side of the junkyard? He was drunk. He stumbled out on his broken porch. I need to talk to you about Melanie. I stayed right where I was. What about her? Is the baby okay? He seemed like he cared, but slurred the words. Yes. You know she loves you, Mike. You can't hurt her anymore. You can't be stressed on her. That can lead to hurting the baby. Drunk or not, I needed to talk to him. He was drunk pretty much every day. His parents bought him alcohol. I was blind to what Melanie saw in him. I love her. You know that. You are always doing the opposite of love things. Love things? I stated I never cared for Mike. I wanted to wring his neck. Violent, Lynn, much? Scottie, come in. He seemed serious enough, so I did as he said. I think we should talk. He sat his beer can on the table and sat down away from it. Well, this is why I'm here, I said, sitting across from him. His house smelt horrible. How could he live like this? It was a complete mess, and barely anywhere to sit. But we managed. I'm working on it, okay? I really am. I did a bunch of trash things today. He noticed me looking around. I wish I didn't live like this. He looked sad. I mean, clean it, which I still need to do. I will get it done, I promise. Then change it, I snapped back, kinda harsh. I can't, it's hard. My parents are worse than me. I've met his parents once. Greasy hair, smelly, they looked homeless. He did have greasy hair, but he didn't smell. Okay. Try. Do it for Melanie and your baby. If you don't want to do it for yourself. Mike then got up and left the room. I hope I didn't make him mad. I'm just being honest. He came out with a photo album and sat down next to me. We flipped through the pictures of him and his family. And him and his family have not always been like this. There's pictures of him and his family camping at Disneyland in Reno. There are pictures of their old house. It was huge and beautiful. What happened? I asked, surprised. About 6 years ago, my dad died, he confessed. What? Who's John? I thought. John is actually my mom's boyfriend. 2 months after my dad died, she met him. After that, everything went all bad. He almost looked like he was going to cry. Melanie knows. I guess that's why she accepts me for me. He smiled, alcohol wearing off. I started to understand things a lot better after spending 3 hours with Mike. We ended up eating dinner and laughing together. He opened up a lot with me. I should not have assumed he was a bad person, because he wasn't. He was right from Melanie. He just had bad parents. When you first meet Altina in this, she's a racist bitch. When you meet Altina in this, she's still a racist bitch. When you meet Altina in this, she's a little less of a racist bitch. When you get here, she's a lot more less of a racist bitch. She's starting to turn because she's spending time with Kieran. So it starts out, you first meet her, racist bitch. You get here, still a fucking racist bitch. You get here is when she starts really spending time with him. She's still a racist bitch, but you start to see the cracks. In this one, she's still a racist bitch, but she's spending time with him and you're seeing more cracks. You can have terrible characters who need to learn different things. If you're wondering what this is, it's just a proof copy I did. But you can't, like, something like Mike. This is the only chapter in this entire thing that you really see Mike in SCOTTIE. And we go from drunkard to redeemed in such a small amount of time. We don't actually see everything. We don't see the character growth. Now, you can show character growth with characters that you don't necessarily see a lot of. Just kind of like every time you see them, there's just something a little bit different about them. And that actually just keeps the world that your characters are in alive. It makes it feel immersive. It makes it feel lived in, showing these different things with characters. So there's a scene in this with Kieran's brother Rand and another werebear named Ashley, and Kage makes the comment, "She likes you too," and then it's something that I can build on later. You have Rand interact. These are two side characters. You see them interact, and one of the secondary main characters basically saying, "She likes you too," and then later I can have it to where you see a bit more of their relationship. You're not following the character Rand everywhere, but I can go, okay, he's showing that he likes this Ashley girl. Well, later I can go, okay, now they're getting more serious. Now it's getting more serious between them. You can do the same thing with other characters. Kieran's partner, Maverick. I can show him, say, dating a girl, bringing a girl on a group date or whatever. And later I can show them getting closer and closer and closer until finally they're living their life. That's creating a lived-in world. Having something like this, Amber's self-insert Mary Sue basically just talks Mike into redemption over the course of an afternoon. That's not character growth. That's not something that readers are going to feel that it was earned. They're not going to go, yes. They're just gonna look at it and roll their eyes. Like, this is terrible. Now, let's go to the next chapter. 48. Another long one. Fuck. Why in the world is Jason coming over to hang out with you? Samantha just told me Jason is coming over to hang out with her. You can cold start in a chapter like this where someone asks a question that you don't hear the beginning part of the conversation, and you just hear that question first, and it works. But starting with the question and then adding, Samantha just told me Jason is coming over to hang out with her, completely defeats the purpose of doing it that way. Like, there is it's a narrative style, and it's one that can work, but when you add something like that, you just completely ruin the narrative style, and it's sloppy writing. We are going to play video games, like always. She cleaned up her room as fast as she could, which she never does. Why are you cleaning your room? I purposely dropped one of her books off her desk. What the fuck? I always sew. Liar. Amber, you a liar. Why would Jason come over just to play video games with you? I slyly dropped her pen on the ground. It doesn't matter to me, though. It actually didn't. What the fuck? I'm sorry, but like, if someone's trying to, if you have a sibling and they're trying to clean their room, it doesn't matter the reason why they're trying to clean their room, and you're just sitting there purposely dropping things on the floor, that you are a shit person. I'm sorry, but you are a fucking shit person. And the fact that Amber put this in here thinking it would make SCOTTIE look like a good person is so fucking tone deaf. Like, fuck. And remember, this bitch thinks she's smart. He is bored, I guess. Get out. She pushed me out of her room. Then the doorbell rang. I'll get it, I yelled, running down the stairs. Jason, I said, as I opened the door. SCOTTIE? Was that a question? Yes, this is my house, I smiled. He came in. Of course, duh, weirdo. He stood there with his hands in his pockets. Silence. Looking for Samantha? He was surprised that I'd ask that, but before he could answer, Samantha runs down the stairs and gives Jason a hug. That never happened before. I kind of giggled to myself. I found this all very entertaining. They had little crushes. It wasn't going to get anywhere. Want to play with us? Jason asked. I was shocked. I missed him in a friend way. Samantha looked annoyed. And then again giggled to myself. I'm losing my mind on this. Oh my god. I'd love to, Jason. I smiled, following them up the stairs. A 14-year-old wanna be Jason's girlfriend, and Jason's girlfriend wanna not be. I'm sorry, I've got cat hair in my face from when this little asshole crawled into my lap, and it's just bugging me. But what the fuck? We ended up having a good time. Samantha flirted with Jason the whole time openly. He flirted back hesitantly. I just watched, not caring. Me and Samantha pretty much switched roles that night. I sat and wondered why me nor Jason have broke up with each other. I guess we are scared to lose each other as friends. I also sat and wondered why him and my sister had a sudden attraction for each other. They are almost 4 years apart. I also wondered why they were acting like they recently hung out. I'm just gonna say it. When you're all teens, like everybody is in this, 4 years, really not that bad. But the way that Amber is writing this is not tactful at all. I'm gonna be honest. The characters Kieran and Amaranth, there is 4 years age difference between them. Between Kieran and Altina, it's actually about a 20-year age difference, with Kieran being the younger. Altina only looks 18 because she has a bond with a vampire, so she doesn't technically age anymore. But I am very careful with how I write the interactions between Kieran and Amaranth. I am very careful. It's always Amaranth that initiates anything, and Kieran setting that hard boundary of, I'll let it get this far, but it's not going any farther. And I am very careful to keep that consistent. Like the chapter I was working on with the cat and whatnot, that is one of the few where Kieran lets it go, like moves the line back just a hair. And that's because he has been having a rough time of it. And she is technically 18 in that scene because she had had a birthday recently. And I built a fucking calendar so I could keep track of everything. But even though she's 18 and technically legal by law standards, by their culture, she is still technically a minor. So he still has the hard boundary. Amber does not know how to write with tact. I'm sorry. And also, I say the 4-year thing because 4 years when it's a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old, not that big of a deal for me, because the moment that person turns 18 and the other person's 22, nobody's going to really give a shit. That's why I'm pointing that out. Hate me all you want, roast me in the comments, go for it. But as a 34-year-old, if an 18-year-old is trying to hit on me, I'm just going to go, hell fucking no. And 18-year-old soldiers do try to hit on me. It's fucking weird. I hate it. 49. Mom, are you okay? She was bending over the toilet puking. Obviously not okay. But I didn't know what to say. It was all over her face. She was as pale as a ghost. Now we're getting into the Cancer era. Honey, I'm just not feeling well. I called your dad and he is coming home early. Samantha's out with a friend. That figures. Mom, do you need anything? I was worried about her. She never got sick. No, nothing. I got a washcloth and got it wet and washed her face. It was nasty. And I was trying not to puke, but I did as I could. Huh? You should go lay down, Mom. I'll get you some warm tea. She was very weak and her eyes were dazed over. Yeah, you're right. She went to stand up and she collapsed in my arms. I went to shake her, to wake her up. But it wasn't working. I kept saying, Mom, 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 but nothing. I was near the sink, so I decided to lay her down gently. She was breathing still. I splashed water on her face and her eyes opened slowly. It was magical. Magical. Mom, are you okay? I was shaking before she could answer. Dad walked in. He was rushing. What happened? He was still in his cop outfit. You mean uniform? Outfit makes it sound like he's a stripper. She fainted, Dad. I started crying. Everything just hit me and I couldn't stop crying. I leaned against the wall and put my knees up to my chest and rocked back and forth. I was there for about an hour. Soon enough, Mom was lying down and Dad was making her the tea. I should have been making her. 50! We're almost there, guys. 4 more chapters. My mom was feeling a little better. She was still not good enough to get out of bed. I was in her room. A room down from mine, and Samantha was still not home. A room down from mine and Samantha was still not home. This sentence just does not make actual sense. Dad was downstairs in his office making check-in calls when I heard my automatic computer go off. I asked my mom if I could go check it, and she said sure. I had a message from an unknown name. Unknown. Scottie? Scottie. Yes, that'd be me. Who are you? Unknown. It's Stephanie. I smiled, but then the dream flashed in my head and I got nervous, but I didn't want to scare her off. Scare her of by rudeness. The fuck? Scottie, hi, smiley face. How are you? Stephanie, I'm okay. You? Scottie, my mom is sick, unfortunately. Stephanie, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope she gets better. I smiled. No nerves, though. Scottie, thank you. Me too. Smiley face. Stephanie, so, how about that history project? Scottie, ugh. I know. What a drag. Frowny face, frowny face, frowny face. Stephanie, I don't think so. Scottie, you like history? Stephanie, no, I'm... Fucking error right there. I'm just glad I got to meet a new friend, Heart. I blushed so bad I got butterflies in my stomach, but before I could reply, she said she had to go to sleep. I wanted to keep talking to her, though. For the rest of the night, all I thought about was Stephanie. Oh my god. 51. How long is the next chapter? Fuck it. We'll do this on the next one. I really want to get into writing Amber. So we'll finish. We'll do a few extra for the next one. But always get a stuffy nose during this time of the year. So if you keep seeing me rub at my nose, it's because it's kind of stuffy and it's just bugging me and kind of itchy. But let's go ahead and get this going. We have been... we've been going for 50 minutes already. So yeah, let's get this going. If you remember from last time... we finally introduced Stephanie into the Amber one, and she's just kind of sitting next to Amber. But let's get this going. think that's good. I think we've got this one. All right. So now we are at the point where I read to you my rendition of what SCOTTIE could have been. So let's go. Chapter 8. For the rest of the week, I spent lunch with Stephanie, telling her all about my woes, including the morning stomach aches that wouldn't stop coming, and that Mom never took seriously. When she wasn't around, I tried to get Mike to answer my texts, but I guess Miles had told him to ignore me, and the bastard actually listened to his twin for once. The trailer trash even refused to look at me when we passed in the halls. Jason and Melanie were talking to me between classes. It was grating, though, Miles standing there watching me as I laughed at their stupid jokes and pretended to care about their conversations about homework, books, and music. Hate to admit it, the gossip about who the current boyfriend flavor for the cheer captain was interesting. I still needed to get back at that bitch for not letting me join the squad. Stupid toothpicks needed some curve in their routine. Friday couldn't come fast enough. Lunch flew by and everything was going smoothly with Stephanie. I even managed to shed a few tears today and she rubbed my back with sympathy. Sitting down at my last class of the day, pre-algebra, I was already watching the hands of the clock, counting down to the freedom of the weekend and my weekly allowance. For some of you, the quiz went smoothly, it seems, Mr. Richards said as he started passing out the quizzes from yesterday. But it seems we're going to need to take a bit more time with the rest of you. Losers. I grinned around the room, waiting for him to give me my quiz so I could see the passing score. Mom and Dad had one hard rule about allowance during the school year. I had to pass every quiz and test that week to get it. I hated the rule, but every time I failed a quiz or test, they never relented, no matter how good my arguments were for why I needed the allowance or why they should let it slide. A few of the kids smiled when they saw their scores, while others groaned. I smiled at Mr. Richards when he finally got to me and placed the paper face down on the desk. I left it there as he finished. Even if it wasn't an A, it was still a passing grade. I'd still be able to get that new perfume and shirt I'd been eyeing at the mall. Mr. Richards droned on with the extra lesson, assigning 3 practice worksheets for the weekend, and informing the class that we would all be taking the makeup quiz first thing on Monday. Once the bell rang, the class was in motion, and we all gathered our things. Shoving the graded quiz in my purse, the amount of red caught my eye. I guess seeing what I got wrong wouldn't hurt. My heart sank as I looked at the paper, thoughts of my perfume and shirt going up in smoke. Every single one of my answers had been marked up in red, and the correct answer and how to get it written in Mr. Richards' neat handwriting in the margin. In that same neat handwriting at the top, a 0 out of 20 was written with a small frowny face. Really? That asshole thought putting a sad face would make me forgive him for ruining my plans? I stormed up to his desk, where he was grading a student's workbook from another class. "What is this?" I demanded, slamming the partially crumpled quiz on his desk. Mr. Richards glanced at it before setting his pen down and looking up at me. "You weren't the only one who failed, Amber. Before I place the final grades, I want to give the entire class a second chance." He smiled then, and I wanted to slap him. "If you need extra tutoring, we can work something out." "Can't you just give me a passing grade now?" I asked. "No," he shook his head. "Why not?" "It would be a disservice to you if I did." As I said, I'm not sure what sound I made as I stomped my foot, grabbed the cursed paper, and stormed out of the classroom. Even if I threw the damn thing in the trash, my parents had a nasty habit of checking the parent portal every Friday. The fucking thing had gotten me caught skipping a few times last year. There was no way I could hide this and still get my allowance. But my eyes landed on Stephanie as she was at her locker, getting ready to leave for the day. I hurried over to her, summoning tears for my lost allowance. "Stephanie," I cried out to her, pleading with my eyes. "I need your help." Stephanie startled at my sudden cry as I grabbed her arm. What's the matter, Amber?" she asked, her eyes softening into that vomit-inducing doe-eyed stare she often had when I told her of the hardships of my life. "You have to help me. I just don't get any of this," I pleaded, showing her the quiz. Actually, if I make this shoving the quiz into her hands. Okay, yeah. You have to help me. I just don't get any of this, I pleaded, shoving the quiz into her hands. She took the paper, looking over all the red marks, a slight frown on her face. Did the teacher offer a makeup quiz? She asked. Yes, I said, showing her the 3 worksheets he assigned for the weekend. He also assigned these. She took the sheets, looking them over, and her frown brightened into a smile. Perfect. I can help you with these sheets, and you'll ace the quiz. I can come over tomorrow. I'll even bring my old workbook from pre-algebra. I smiled at her as if she were my savior angel. That's perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed this latest chapter for Amber. I really do want to just make this 10 chapter short story. I mean, we're only at about 5,000 words so far for it. So, and I think the ending that I have planned is perfect for this. Though, if you have any suggestions, definitely leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below. That's the wording I was looking for. Definitely like and subscribe if you want to keep up to date and see more. And thank you so much if you've made it this far. I really do appreciate it. Out of all the videos that I've been posting, these ones are my favorite to make. Reading through the trash bit, it wears on my soul. But writing this story has been a lot of fun. It really has. Gives me kind of a break from my own writing, which definitely check it out. The Raven's Ire will be released on the 4th. So just five days, and The Raven's Ire will be released. And in just 2 days, you can get Dump Your Sins, the first book in my Sacred Beast series, for free on Kindle. Whether you have unlimited or not, it will be available for free on Kindle. All of my books are available on Kindle Unlimited, so if you've got a Kindle Unlimited subscription, check them out. Won't cost you a dime. You can see them. If you want the physical copies, we have the physical copies available. There was a slight price increase for the Sacred Beast ones because of KDP changing some things. So I did raise the price by about $2 for the paperback ones. But I have been working so hard on these. And from Dump Your Sins to The Raven's Ire, you definitely get to see my growth. You get to see my growth with writing in first person. These are not written in first person. They're written in third. And it's actually been really fun writing in first person and getting into the mindset of just a narcissistic bitch, because Kieran is not a narcissistic asshole in this. So it's been kind of fun going on to the other side of it. Definitely good practice for writing antagonists, or maybe some other protagonists that maybe I might give them that redemption arc. I don't know. But it's definitely been a lot of fun. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. And I think that will do it. I cannot wait to see you in the next one while we torture ourselves with more SCOTTIE and then refresh ourselves with Amber. Have a wonderful day, and I will catch you guys in the next one. This has been Some Gamer Chick, signing off. Enter the world, but tread with care. Those roots remember every prayer. Carved from ash, from bone, from flame. The sacred beasts don't play your game. Here change comes, swift on silver wing, with dragonflies that bite and sting. Truth flickers soft and sharp as steel, and every wound must learn to heal. Don't come armed with hollow lore. This world won't let you fake the war. For those who think they understand, you'll bleed the fastest by your hand. So read and ache, be torn apart. These stories rise from broken hearts. With grit and teeth they scream and soar. You've never known a world like this before.